supporters. And before I get into this very exciting topic, just want to take a moment to thank all of my supporters and everyone for supporting my channel. My channel would not be where it's at today without all of my supporters. So with that being said, let's get on down to today's lecture, which is the focus of this lecture is I'm marketing my upcoming monthly how-to workshops that I will be kickstarting in January of 2027. And I'm going to do monthly workshops every single month under my company on location at my business address. And I'm so excited to restart this again. I've done lectures throughout my career under my company, under my LLC. And I tell anybody, although I'm a content creator, but my primary piece that I have indicated on my strategic business plan, I have always used my platform also to market my business, Patterson Associates Resource Center, LLC. Even though I'm fully retired, the last 26 years of my working history, I simultaneously, had my day job, had my career job, and simultaneously utilize my credentials under my company to always generate another stream of income. So I'm really excited in terms of restarting workshops. I'm going to leave information in terms of certain topics that I'm going to do, but I'm also going to present a series of topics that I'm going to do under my company, those workshops in person. One of those workshops, that one I'm going to do in January, is going to be how to monetize a YouTube channel and make monthly passive income. My channel has been monetized for going on 5 years. It took me 2.5 years to monetize a YouTube channel. And I tell anybody, you got to have a strategic plan in place for any goal that you achieve. So that's one of the workshops I'm going to do, that one in January of 2027. I'm also doing marketing within my community. When I'm going to the gas station or the grocery store or the post office, I'm a social person. So I tell anybody, you never negate the fight of real life marketing. So I got a good solid 5 months to market specifically in my community, face to face with people, to market that first workshop. So that's one of the topics. Another topic that I'm going to do a workshop on is how to write a winning manuscript in acceptance by a publishing company. If the audience is aware of my book title, Awake Financial Freedom, got accepted by 2 world-renowned publishing companies. That book has hit all major bookstores everywhere. Probably, I'm thinking 4 years ago. Also, that book is available in Apple iTunes, Kindle, paperback version, and then it got published again, Audio Book Network for the audio version. So those publishing companies' hands are still on my book. They track my sales. They send me my royalty checks. So one of my topics that I'm going to do is how to write a winning manuscript in acceptance by a publishing company. It took me 1.5 years to write my manuscript. I hand wrote my manuscript. I did it all on my own. I was a first-time author, and it got accepted by 2 world-renowned publishing companies. So that's going to be one of my topics. Another topic I'm going to do in 2027 is how to turn raw land into a livable habitat. The audience is aware about 10 months ago, but I really started 1.5 years ago. In terms of, I own 15 acres of land. That land has been my family for well over 160 years, untouched for 160 years. So what I did as a minimalism, I cultivated my raw land into a livable habitat. I'm living now on the land that's been in my family for 160 years. And there's so many things strategy-wise and strategic that you have to do to cultivate raw land. So that's going to be one of my topics. Another topic I'm going to do in 2027 is how to develop a strategic business plan. You know, my business plan, I've always known the value of developing a strategic business plan, not just for my YouTube goals, but for any goal that I have always wanted to achieve in my life. I've always known the power of developing a strategic business plan. So I'm going to do a topic on how to develop a strategic workshop or how to develop a strategic business plan. Another one of my topics is I'm going to do how to start a LLC, a limited liability corporation. You know, my company, Paris and Associates Resource Center, has been a LLC for 26 plus years. And it's power in that. It really is. Another one of my topics I'm going to do in 2027 is why is it for people who are addicted to alcohol or drugs can't stop using? You know, if the audience is aware, although I'm retired, but my professional career, I'm a licensed clinical addiction specialist. I still maintain all of my credentials at the state level, the national level, the international level. As a clinical supervisor, I clinically supervise other addiction experts. So throughout my 26-year history in the field of addiction, as an expert in the field of addiction, I've done many topics, many lectures, and many platforms, colleges, universities, churches, community, on many topics in relation to the disease concept of addiction, relapse prevention, how to recognize behavior signs when a person has relapsed. But one of the topics I'm going to do a workshop on in 2027 is why is it for people who are addicted to alcohol or drugs can't stop using? And, you know, I've always, from time to time, revisit lectures and topics on recovery, substance abuse, and etc. You know, September every year is substance abuse awareness. You know, a lot of colleges, schools, universities, churches, communities always are seeking out addiction experts to come do lectures, to come do workshops, present on contract. Because, you know, I didn't get all these credentials at that level for free, people. So, but I do discounted rates, but I'm not going to provide professional expert service in the community for churches and universities and colleges and etc. for free. One of my topics is going to be how to file your EIN, your employer identification number. You know, I tell anybody, use your knowledge, skills, talents, credentials, and passion to formulate an LLC. So I'm going to do a lecture on how to file your EIN number, because even though you formulate an LLC, you still need to go in. There's another step to file for your EIN number, your employer identification number. I'm going to also do a workshop on how to attain your business name. There's another step you have to go through to attain your business name. I'm going to do a workshop on how to become a notary public. You know, I became a notary public in 2026. That's another service I provide under my company, Paris and Associates Resource Center. I charge $30 for each notary service. So one of my workshops is going to be how to become a notary public. Another topic I'm going to do under my workshop in 2027 is what are some business write-offs? You know, like I said, I've been in business under my company for 26 years. I know the power of utilizing a certified public accountant to file my personal taxes, my business taxes. And throughout that 26-year journey as being an entrepreneur, I've gained so much knowledge in terms of what are some business write-offs. So those are going to be the topics that I'm going to do. I'm going to do a different topic each month on location at Paris and Associates Resource Center. I'm going to market progressively over time for the next 5 months, specifically in my zip code, specifically in my area. And, you know, doing workshops and lectures, many things I've done throughout my career effortlessly. And I do want to say, as the facilitator of these lectures that I'm going to do kickstart in January of 2027 every month for the entire year of 2027, for all of the how-to workshops, such as how to monetize your YouTube channel, how to write a winning manuscript for acceptance by a publishing company, how to turn raw land into a livable habitat, how to develop a strategic business plan, how to start your LLC, your limited liability corporation, how to file your EIN number, your employer identification number, how to attain a business name, how to become a notary public. For every single one of those how-to workshops that I'm going to do as the facilitator, it all ties into a specific goal that I have achieved, meaning Marie Holiday has gone through the door, bottom line. Or either I have the expertise in the speciality to do various lectures on relapse prevention, the disease concept of addiction, as a licensed clinical master prepared, licensed clinical addiction specialist with 26 plus years of experience in knowledge and skills in the field of addiction. So I'm just so excited to kickstart this. And I'm going to say this again. You know, if you are a content creator, and I've said this before, don't just be so narrow in your focus in terms of being a YouTube content creator. You also got to have that business mindset in terms of to use this platform to market your business, to market your product, to market your service. It's all about marketing. Marketing should never stop in order to drive business, to steer business towards your business website and to generate money under your company. And I've always known to do this in terms of, as a content creator, to utilize my platform as a monetized content creator to also to market my product, my service, my brand, my book, Awake Financial Freedom, my company, Paris and Associates Resource Center, and all of the other services that I've providing under my LLC for the past 26 years. But the beauty of this now, since I fully retired, I'm retired military, retired state government. So now, since I fully retired 3 years ago, I just have now just a little bit more time to continue to generate money under my company, Parents and Associates Resource Center. That's power people, and I'm here to tell you. So that's all I have. I'll share this information, and I'm going to continuously, like I said, to market this particular services that I'm going to kickstart in January. I'm going to spend the next 5 months in the natural environment, meaning in the real world, marketing these workshops to everybody I meet in my zip code in living color. That's all I have. Simplify, simple fidelis, and I'm going to leave you in the care